Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about our psychoneuro subject, kind of, known as cognitive ability, means brain power. Cognitive ability means brain power, propounded by Dr. Piaget. P-I-A-G-E-T, T silent, Piaget. According to him, if you don't have cognitive skill, that you are dumb, dumber, and the dumbest. You cannot understand anything what is going on in your ambience. All the knowledge that you need, or 5 kinds of knowledge. Declarative knowledge coming from the schools, procedural knowledge coming from your ambience, all around you. Ambient knowledge, procedural knowledge, heuristic knowledge comes from your innate ability, that is cognitive skill. Meta-knowledge is your knowledge about something that you don't know. You don't know how to drive a car, don't drive. So, and the fifth kind of knowledge is empirical knowledge. That's based on your life experience. All these knowledge, 5 types of knowledge, depend upon your cognitive skill. If your cognitive skill or the brain power is sharp, formidable, prodigious, you can understand every single thing is going on in your ambience. Ambient knowledge can be attained by your cognitive skill. Empirical knowledge, declarative knowledge, heuristic knowledge. So when you talk about knowledge, intelligence, intellect, then it depends 100% on your brain formidability, brain's formidability or brain's prodigiousness helps us to gain, retain, attain the knowledge from college, university, from your ambience, from the conversation in your family, from all kinds of sources, reading the book or listening the news, and you analyze every single thing. First you inhale every single thing, every knowledge, and then you are going to exhale. Inhaling and exhaling is the process of knowledge, like we breathe in and breathe out. So today we are going to discuss 5 different kinds of points about brain power or cognitive ability. A couple of weeks ago, Trump of America stated that his rival, Joe Biden, does not have cognitive skill or cognitive ability. He is very poor in cognitive ability, very poor in cognitive skill and all that, meaning he cannot grasp, he cannot understand, he cannot comprehend politics in a comprehensive manner. So that is our cognitive skill. 2 students going to class to attend simultaneously. One student comes out and he has all the answers. Second student who joined him to attend the class comes out and he has only questions. One who has question, his cognitive skill is poor. One who emerges out of the class, his cognitive skill is very powerful because he has all the answers. So if you have lots of questions in your life, problems pile up in your life, troubles wrap you all from all the directions, then you have your cognitive skill very poor. But you are problem solver, you are problem sweet, you can solve other people's problem, your problem. Then your cognitive skill is very, very, very formidable. So there is only the difference. 2 types of people are there in the world only. One who have poor cognitive skill, other one's cognitive skill is very rich. Rich cognitive skill means you are a leader. Poor cognitive skill means you are a follower. Rich cognitive skill means you have answers. Poor cognitive skill means you have only questions. So the point number 1 is proper cerebral functioning and reasoning skill. Our cognitive skill is formidable. Then our cerebral function will be perfect. Our mind is going to work perfectly. Our brain is going to work 100%. Our solvable capacity will be fantastic. You can solve all kinds of problems without going to anyone to get any kind of help. And the reasoning skill will also be profound. Reasoning would be so perfect that you are not going to have any kind of confusion in your life. You can understand every single thing. You can understand maths. You can understand linguistic orthography. You can understand politics. You can understand medicine. You can understand every general thing from your ambience. You can have all kinds of particular knowledge as well as general knowledge as well as ambient knowledge you can have because your cognitive skill is very sharp. Point number 2, articulation. Proper, precise, and concise. Articulation means your communication. Our communication depends 100% on our cognitive skill. Some people speak words, others speak sentences. Other people yet will speak whole paragraph. And fourth category people cannot speak anything, cannot explain you anything, cannot express their ideas, cannot articulate their ideas. Because their cognitive skill is poor, their neurological ability, capability, and viability is so poor that they cannot actually put two words together or make a sentence or understand any kind of orthography or any kind of linguistic sphere, mainly because their cognitive skill is so poor. Point number 3, analytic ability, grasp the ambient information. You can analyze every single thing so minutely, so skillfully, that you can understand every single thing. You don't have any kind of if, but, where, when, nothing in your life. You are sitting on the top of every single thing. You can analyze your life, analyze other people's life. You can analyze ambient information. You can analyze other people's problems. You can analyze social problem, political problem, national problem, global problem. When someone asks you a question about who is going to win in America in 2020 and you have answered a very precise answer, very concise answer, very proper answer, your ability is actually, your cognitive ability is going to enable you to answer properly, precisely, and concisely. But if you are actually babbling about every single thing, you don't know anything, and you can go if and what, and I don't know, and let me see, and well this, and well, you are actually chewing the words, and then you are going to eschew the words, chew it and eschew it. You don't have cognitive skill properly developed. That is why these kind of things happen. So in life, in any kind of occasion, any kind of situation, any kind of scenario, if you have answer of all the things around you in your ambience, then your cognitive skill is good. You can elaborate every single thing. You can elucidate every single thing with flair of the language, with the beauty of the language, with flying color of language. That is cognitive skill. Point number 4. Keen ability to acquire education, process education, understand education in a proper context. This is our empirical experience, empirical knowledge, personal knowledge, that in our class around us we find some pupils, I should say, some pupils are very sharp. They grasp education at the light of the speed. They process education in their mind. They understand every single thing with alpha mind. And they understand every single thing in a proper context. They are not confused. They are not in snafu. They don't have queries. They don't have if or what. They are those people whose cognitive skill is very sharp, very formidable. These kind of people don't have any kind of question. Whatever they listen with alpha mind. They understand every single thing with alpha mind. They comprehend, they inhale every single thing with alpha mind, and they understand every single communication, every single educational lecture in a proper context. They understand every single thing in a comprehensive manner. They don't leave the class or leave the office or leave the spot with ifs and buts. They don't have too many questions, too many queries, too many confusion, too much snafu. These are the kind of people who have cognitive skills so powerful, so prodigious, that cognitive skill enables them to understand every single thing in a proper context. Point number 5 is cognitive ability to develop properly by proper process. We have to develop our cognitive ability. Cognitive ability doesn't mean that some people have it, some people don't have it. No. It is like everyone has a book. Some read it, some don't read it. Those people who read the book, they gain every single piece of knowledge out of the book, and those people who don't read, they're redundant, obsolete. They are dumber and dumbest because they don't read. Cognitive skill is also just like that. Parents, from the infancy, develop their children's cognitive skill. They actually develop their child or children's cognitive skill by asking questions, communicating with them, articulating with them, explaining every single thing, how world works, how education works, what are the benefits of education, what are the consequences, dire consequences of lack of education, what to eat, what not to eat, why not to eat. Most of the parents talk to their kids, but they actually don't go into the depth of conversation. They don't give them reason or reasoning for why yes and why not. Don't eat potato chips, but they don't tell them why. Children are not going to. If children are convinced about our explanation, then they are going to stop it. If they are not convinced, don't smoke. But why? Tell them that if you smoke, you are going to suffer from cancer, you are going to suffer from emphysema, you are going to suffer from all kinds of disease, you are going to suffer from SARS, severely acute respiratory problems, respiratory syndrome. If you don't explain to the person is going to be not going to be convinced. So you have to convince the person to persuade and dissuade both. Why you should go to school? Explain them by giving the reasoning, by giving the explanation, elaboration, and why you should not be without education. Explain them. Give them reasons. Give them satisfactory explanation the student can understand, and this child is going to understand why yes, why not, why do, why don't. So these are the 5 points about cognitive ability by Dr. Piaget. Thank you very much for listening. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something else. Until then, God bless us all. Amen.